Hey everyone, welcome to The Zest, the official podcast of Orange Coast Magazine. I'm Chelsea Ranieri, and today's guest is the co-founder of Irvine-based Tillys, an action sports retailer that sells clothes, shoes, and accessories. She's also the founder of Tillys Life Center, which is a nonprofit that takes a proactive approach to empowering teens in high school and enabling them to navigate life's challenges. Thank you so much for being here today, Tilly Levine.
It's my honor to be here. Thank you.
Of course. I grew up shopping at Tillys. I remember I grew up in Huntington. So there's that parking lot sale that the 5 Points Tillys used to have. And it was like the craziest sale. I remember walking out with like bags of clothes, like getting ready for the school year. And then I ended up working at Tillys in marketing years later in 2015. And I even helped out on a Tillys Life Center golf tournament. So I'm very familiar with your work and been excited to talk with you. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Yes, you might be able to answer some of the questions yourself.
Right. So, in researching you, I learned that you moved to the US when you were 23 years old. Can you share a bit about what that experience was like for you?
Well, it was just an adventure. I came with my first husband, Chezi Shaked, that he is the co-founder of Tillys and basically the brain behind it. And we just came to travel, to see the world. And we were like, after the movie Easy Rider, we wanted to just see beautiful America. And we didn't have enough money to do the trip, so we start working, and we never really stopped working.
Yeah. Yeah, I read you did some interesting jobs when you were first here. What were some of the jobs that you were doing beforehand?
Oh, my. First, I was a driver, I think, of a lady that just went through a surgery, and I was watching her at home, cooking for her and driving her to the doctor.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was funny because I had a driver license, but we never afforded to have a car. So I had no experience driving. So it was fun. She thought I did good. So that's the main thing, right?
Yeah. Wow. Being a caretaker, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. And then I was working at a jewelry store. We managed apartments.
Oh my gosh, yes, so many different jobs.
We went to the swap meet, and then we opened in 1982 the first store. And slowly we opened, every time we had some money, we opened another store.
Wow. So what was the original idea for Tillys? Was it different than what it is now? Or what did the first store kind of look like?
The first store was more in an industrial area. It was in the beginning of the 80s that it was like a different time, like a warehouse open to the public. So it was all emphasized on lots of merchandise and good prices. And within a couple of years, we have to change the whole format because everybody wanted nice shopping centers and good displays. So that's when we actually moved our Los Alamitos store to Cypress and our Westminster to Huntington Beach 5 Points. And we got all these Motorola earphones to our customers and TVs and all of that.
Oh, wow. That's cool that Huntington was one of the original earlier ones. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's actually, it's a full circle because the first school that actually gave us a full program during the bell time is in Huntington Beach too.
Really?
And so here we go. I used to go to watch the kids in Huntington Beach High School to see what they're wearing. And then our first TLC program was in Huntington Beach. And Huntington Beach is the only district that we are in every high school in the entire district.
Wow, that's incredible. So tell me a bit about like the early days of Tillys. What was that like? And like you were saying, you went and scouted teenagers. Like, how did you figure out what to put in the stores?
Well, it was just, I don't know, it was happening. It was just hard work, and it was a very good, like, Chezi, the CEO and the president, is very talented, and the team we were very, devoted for the team. Mm-hmm. And it was just day by day, store by store. And it's interesting because Tillys always have a legacy of giving back. Mm-hmm. So we always did things back for the youth. So we started a golf tournament and raised money to help youth that were taken away from their parents for different mm-hmm. reasons. And they were 4 teens homes in Trabuco Canyon, where we actually over 7 years donated $1 million for them.
Wow.
And we built up 2 Tillys homes there for age 0 to 8. But that's how this whole thing led me into Tillys Life Center, because we were feeling really good. Our employees were very involved. They were literally doing talent show with the teens, cooking lessons. It was not just giving them things, but we follow the kids, and we saw what happened in 4 years when they're going home. And they feel second-class citizens. They don't believe in themselves. They feel dependent on others. And they're angry, and they have no confidence that they can succeed in life and be equal to other kids. So at that point, it was like, wow, we need to do something else. Mm. We need to teach them to fish instead of giving them the fish. We have to create a program that will develop a different self-image and give them the tools to love themselves, to let go of trauma, to build up confidence and motivation, and giving them the skills how to create positivity instead of negativity, because whatever they have inside, it's like energy. Whatever you create inside, it's like attract like. So if you angry and feel that you are a failure, that's what you're going to invite to your life. So we were teaching, that's when we created this curriculum that helped the kids to take their negative thoughts and transfer them to positive thoughts, because thoughts create reality. And basically, if you switch in your thoughts, you create a different feeling, a different behavior, and all your life will be different. You'll bring different people into your life and different evidence to your life. So that's how Tillys Life Center born. Mm-hmm. And at that later in the years, I was like thinking, oh my God, my whole destiny with Tillys actually was to bring me into doing what I'm doing today. So wow. We have the, because I originally was not into fashion. Mm-hmm. I was a high school teacher, and so was really a big switch for me to be into fashion and learn it. And later on, when Tillys Life Center born, I realized that was my destiny. I needed to have a cool element to the youth. Mm-hmm. And coming from Tillys, and we have the program that Tillys name behind it, the kids have a better attitude to listen and to be participating in it. And then obviously we have the financial resources and the support of the community. So that was organic. It mm-hmm. meant to be.
Yeah, I love that. And just to back up a little bit, because I would love to talk about a little bit about the early days of Tillys and what eventually did lead you to the Life Center. But what were some of the original challenges that you guys had to overcome? Because Tillys now has over 200 locations, which is incredible. But I would imagine that getting from just, starting out and then expanding to 200, there must have been some hurdles to overcome in the beginning. So were there any that kind of stood out that you can share?
Well, the challenges are always is to move with the trend, to fill what the customers needs, to be able to create a really good inviting energy in the store that giving them a good experience.
Yeah.
And, it's just always be a good inspiration and model for the employees. The employees has to be happy.
Yeah.
And this has come to the same philosophy that when you feel good about yourself and you're getting treated well, you give back too.
Right. And you guys really did take care of your employees. I remember that we would have like such fun, crazy party events that my husband would come to and be like, your job is so cool. I remember there was like all the brands from Tillys came and set up different booths and activations. And I was zip lined across the parking lot, across the entire like corporate parking lot. Like it was so awesome. And like to this day, I was like, man, I've never worked at a job where it was like these crazy events for the employees. It was awesome.
So this is why it's so organic to go from Tillys to the Tillys Life Center.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're trying to achieve now in the school, that the youth that facing major crisis right now with the mental wellness, mental health, and actually can find the light in a tunnel and find a way to turn the trauma into a positive thinking, hopes, kindness, forgiving, giving, and all those elements that actually making you feel better.
Yeah. And I read that you learned the importance of a positive mindset when you were young. What prompted this?
I was in 4th grade, I think, when one of my very good friend was bullied. She was a very tiny little girl and fragile. And when I tried to protect her, I was boycotted too.
Oh.
And I had to literally couldn't come to all the events of my class. And so at that moment, I remember that I already had a goal to create some kind of a program that it will never happen again and kids will not suffer from bullying.
I love that. How do teens become part of this program?
So our main channel is actually regular public schools. And high school and middle schools. We have 92 classes right now. And this year we are helping over 5,000 kids. And overall we help over 25,000 kids already. So we actually collaborating with the school. They're giving us the kids. We send facilitator to the school. And year round, they come once a week and we're teaching a class. And we have it's a very interactive program. We have art, we have role play, we have a lot of discussions and sharing, journal writing. We have very cool journals. The Tillys actually did a graphic, and they're very cool. And the kids have a safe place to actually express their feelings, open up, and share it with their peers. And being in a positive environment when they get support, they don't get bullying, they don't get laughed at, and they actually all of a sudden realize the problem is not only that everybody else has a different problem and they are all together to help each other. So the power of the group is really very, very important to the success of this program. And so basically, we need it needs to be continually the entire year. It's not just a highlight of one weekend.
Right.
So that's why it's so good that we are in a school and we have the kids coming. It's already part of their curriculum in the school. So they completed the course, and as they have more and more experience with the tools, how to shift negative thought to positive thought, they are blooming, because this is a crucial age that the mind emotionally is just developing and it's not fixed yet.
Right.
So they can actually completely get a new emotional language. And we see results within 3 months that it's absolutely amazing. In the first time that we got the Huntington Beach class in Ocean View, was 17 kids that were all a drop-off. They had background of gangs and alcohol and drugs, and that was the only chance for them to actually stay close. We got this class for an entire year, and 8:00 in the morning, twice a week. We had to bring them bagels and cereals and oranges. They were off asleep. But in the end of the year, 15 out of the 17 students graduated. 3 of them became presidents or involved in organization of the high school. And after this success, we basically now in every high school in Huntington Beach, because it really makes an amazing difference in their life.
Wow. And who created the program? Who created the curriculum?
So it's not one person, and we used a lot of experienced people. Plus, we got a lot of help from Louise Hay while she was alive. With her material, You Can Heal Your Life.
Oh.
And we just also worked with Daniel Amen, that he's a neurologist.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. And he's also his philosophy that you can change your brain and you can change your life is based on positivity. So we worked with all this kind of information that is out there. We just modified to be simple and easy to implement to the kids, so they can just enjoy it, and it will be so easy for them to realize that they can do it. It's simple.
Yeah. Do you feel like, because I remember growing up, social media was just kind of starting, but now teenagers are just so in it. Do you think that teens today face more unique challenges than past generations? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I have some numbers from the CDC, and I can tell you that is 29% experience poor mental health.
Wow.
And 18% of high school students made a suicide plan. 10% of high school students attempted suicide, and 3% of high school students made a suicide attempts that result in an injury.
Wow.
And more and more and more. So we know the depression, the violence, the anxiety from COVID to social media. The kids don't have the opportunity also to be in social groups like we used to. They are all on the phone, and it's you can think to yourself, and what does it mean? Maybe the other person didn't mean it, but it sounded like this, and they're already creating a story that is negative. So, and nobody can actually offset it because the communication level is not there.
Open for interpretation, a lot of things.
A lot of interpretation that is very subjective. And we can't make social media go away. We cannot make drugs goes away, or weapons, but we can teach them how to make the right choices and how to use it in a positive way. It can be an amazing tool if you use it in a positive way. We actually have a class that called I Am My Social Media Footprint. So we are working on how to create social media as a powerful, positive tool. And
that's so interesting.
Yeah, so definitely the youth have major challenges today. The world we live in is very negative. The news, the trust, there is very, very hard for a kid to feel safe in this world.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And this is our future.
Yeah, right.
This is our new leaders, our new parents. So the only way to make this world a better place is to actually give our youth the education during the education, the mandatory education, the tools that can make them a responsible, happy citizens that can make this world a better place, can bring a different honesty and collaboration and compassion to the world, and make this really a safe world for our new generation. So that's why it's so important.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that this wasn't like these types of programs should have been instilled in schools for so much longer ago. Like, when you become an adult, like I started therapy as an adult, but I wish I had access to something like this when I was a teen. I feel like it would have given, like, I know so many people my age who suffer with anxiety and OCD and all these things. It seems like you like really are giving them the tools to learn how to deal with that as an adult, or maybe not even develop that as an adult.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Because those kind of workshop available for adults is when they go through midlife crisis. But why don't we give it to the kids and prevent the crisis?
Right.
This is a preventable. It's totally a preventive program. And so this is the whole idea. This curriculum is very helpful for adults too.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it. My husband, literally changed just from taking the training.
Real? That's amazing. He took it.
Yeah, because he wanted to see what we're doing. And after he took it, his buddies that he played golf every week with said, "Are you on something? What happened to you? You changed." So it's amazing when you focus on positivity, on giving, forgiving, you feel better and you bring better things to your life. And that's the whole idea. And I wish this program will be mandatory.
Yes.
Because it's the most important, actually, class right now that we need to give our youth so they can be healthy and motivated to learn the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, it should be mandatory. I don't remember anything from Algebra 2. Like, this should be mandatory. Are you guys working on making that happen?
So this is definitely on our agenda. We are also actually certifying a lot of teachers already.
Wow, that's incredible.
We're certifying teachers because we actually running this class already for at least 8 years in UCI, and it was approved academically. We are working on creating a college credit for the class so that it will be more incentive for the student to choose this class as an elective. And hopefully communication with our Department of Education can help bring this awareness that this subject should be mandatory. I mean, definitely there is a lot more support in this field. So we are hoping to be able to give it to basically every kids out there.
Yeah. And one of the things that when I was reading about TLC that I loved was the group agreement where you have the teens kind of set boundaries. And as adults, I am like, maybe within the past few years, the term boundaries has become more prominent, I guess. I'm specifically thinking about TikTok. A lot of conversations about boundaries being set and how important that is. What do you guys teach the teens about boundaries, and what are some of the boundaries that they put in place?
Number one is not to do things that you will feel bad about it. Not to lie, not to gossip, not to hurt somebody. Because again, if you are clean inside, you'll bring good things to your life. But if you do bad things, you'll have bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the biggest boundaries, is to actually learn how to be kind, forgiving, and do good things for others, because it will make you feel good and you will get it back.
Yeah. I love that. And are there, do they set their own boundaries, or is it kind of a agreement that everybody comes to?
It's you learn through this thread comes every class again and again in a different subject. We have a lot of classes. We have basically in 1 year 36 classes, and I can just give you some of the names. So it's like, I'm forgiving. Everything is in a present tense, because they creating affirmation, and as you're creating positive affirmation, your brain actually doesn't know the difference between that and reality, and it starts creating it as a reality. So this is one of the technique how to actually start changing the way you feel about yourself. Then you start saying, I am amazing, I'm happy, I am unique, I'm one of a kind, I'm part of the big picture, I'm communicating, I am giving, I am making a difference. They actually have a project that they make a difference. And those are all names of classes. I'm courageous, I'm authentic, I am resilience. I am what I eat. We even touch that because it's so important.
Interesting.
It's so important to actually have good nutrition. So this is all about a whole being well, your mind, your body, and soul all together, and creating healthy relationship with your peers.
Right.
And that's what makes them happy. And that will help them to choose the right career. We have a class that actually we're teaching them how to be their own economies. It's called I'm My Own Economy. And then there's a class that dealing with all their passion and what type of career path they want to choose. And we call I'm on the right path. So there is so many life skills that can help them navigate their challenges and making the right choices in life to be happy, that it's just amazing how quick of a change we can make with just something so simple.
Yeah. You mentioned that adults can take it too. Do you guys offer this for corporate work settings or?
So not now.
Okay.
During COVID, we did offer it to parents because everything went virtual during COVID very quick. We do some classes for employees at Tillys sometimes. And we also working with a lot of organizations. So we are in Chuck Hospital from the beginning, working with cancer kids, how to have a positive mind to help them deal with their physical challenge. It doesn't matter if the challenge is physical, emotional, or social. It's the same tools, how not to become a victim of your circumstances. Yes. So we work in the past with juvenile hall. We are in some kind of different kids organization, and because it's a 501c3 and it's a nonprofit, our mission is really youth. So we are not actually teaching adults at this point.
Darn.
Except we do training. So we do a lot of training, and we have teachers, psychologists, counselor in schools taking it, and they find out that it's so helpful for them to, even if they don't teach that class, how to navigate the challenges that they have with their students in a positive way. So, but in the future, I'm sure we will reach out to adults too. We're actually working on younger age right now to actually create program to third and fourth grade because we have a lot of requests for it. So it is. This subject is really important in any age.
Definitely. And how for listeners that want to support TLC, what are some things that they can do?
So first of all, as 501c3, we need money.
Yeah.
The more money we have, then we can help more kids.
Yeah.
Then we can train, because the school they pay a little bit, but they don't have the full budget. It costs a lot of money to buy the supply, to make it fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
We have journals that need to be printed. We have bracelets actually that on a mood vibe that we start the class and it has every feelings has a different color, and the kids has to actually identify their feelings.
Oh,
they have to, and then they have to choose the color that match their feelings. And during the class, they can come and change the bracelet because the feeling change, and they can see how with different thought their feeling change, and then their behavior will change.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So we definitely need donation.
Mm-hmm.
We also can use, because we have a very tight team, because it is a 501c3, we can use networking with schools. Parents that want this program to be in their school can come, and we can, they're connecting us with their principals or superintendent, and we come and do presentation. So we can actually come and run the program in new schools. We're always looking for new schools. And we have also, we can use help in events.
Mm-hmm.
People that want to volunteer. You said you went to our golf tournament.
And it was so much fun. It was such a fun time.
And we have a gala coming up November 16, and we're actually honoring Sammy Hagar in this gala. So it will be
cool.
Sure enough, it's going to be in Huntington Beach in a Hilton. We're back to Huntington Beach.
Yeah, full circle.
Back to the roots. So, so events, network, even people that have some connection of corporation that willing to do sponsorship. All these things can really be helpful. And the more youth go through the program, the better the future is.
Definitely. And it's such an amazing program to support. And for the gala and the golf tournament, can anybody go to those things or?
Sure.
Oh, great.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, cool.
The more the better. The more the better. There is on our website, they have a place to register, to donate, to buy tickets, and to be part of our organization. We're always looking for some also new board member that can impact and help. So there is a lot of way to help.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, we're coming towards the end of our time, but before I let you go, I have 3 final questions for you that we call the Thoughtful 3. So first, what would you tell your younger self knowing what you know now?
First of all, I will tell myself that you always have to look for the good things and let go of the bad things. And even if it's hard, try to find something good to think about to help you to go through the challenge in a positive way. And, I went through divorce with my first husband. And if you ask me what's my biggest thing that I'm proud of, is that we are best friends.
Oh.
And we celebrate all our holidays and kids' birthday together. We travel together. So we didn't have to destroy the family because we divorced. And that was because we chose to look for the positive and let go of the anger and understand that everybody makes mistakes and we need to forgive and move forward with a positive way.
Yeah. Wow. That's really powerful. What tips do you have for keeping a positive mindset during challenging times? You kind of touched on that a little bit, but.
So this, again, we're talking about those main anchor, the affirmation,
Mm-hmm.
You can write a positive affirmation of something that you would like to be. And you put it in your bathrooms, by your bed, wherever you can see it as many times, and you say it as many times as you can. So I'm just going to give you an example. If I'm really stressed,
Mm-hmm.
maybe my affirmation will be, I am relaxed.
Love that.
So if there's a really challenging time that is very difficult, I maybe can say, I believe that the universe will be there for me, and there is purpose that will come out of it, or something in that matter. You find an affirmation that actually focus on positivity, and I believe I will be okay. Everything that you can actually express what you like to be
Mm-hmm.
is really powerful, believe it or not. We also creating a vision board with the kids, and they actually cut for magazine and write things that they want to have in life. And statistics show that if they keep looking at it every day, 80% of those things come true.
80%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so if they want special car or they want special house, and they'll keep thinking that they have it and they got it and they're grateful for having it, it will happen. So being grateful
Mm-hmm.
is one big tip. Being positive, being kind, and being giving. When you do something for somebody else, it gives you power.
Oh, I love that. And then lastly, what moments in your career have had the most significant impact on who you are today?
So I think it's come again to my personal life that me and my ex-husband were able, we got divorced after 4, we had 6 stores. We were able to stay partner and not destroy the company, and work together and do the best for our employees, our community, and our kids.
That's so incredibly impressive. I imagine that's hard to do.
It's not really. That's why if you choose to forgive and let go, it's not hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. This has been such an inspiring conversation. I really appreciate you getting to do this. It was such an honor getting to talk to Tilly of Tillys. I had so much fun talking with you.
Thank you.
Of course.
And I'm so excited that you actually walked for us to our event. So it's really amazing.
Yeah. It was so much fun getting to, I'm friends with a lot of the people that worked there. So it's, after all these years. So
amazing.
Yeah.